Welcome into SportBet Extra. I'm your host, Paul Rami, here every Monday through Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Central. It's a great day today. We are here on a Monday, August 24th. We're back. We had a full week last week. We're back now this week, and we're just, man, excited and ready to go for today's show. We've got a great show for you. We're going to cover a little bit of MLB over the weekend, and then we're going to get into MLB today. We're going to get into the best bet there that we've got there on the bottom. You can see, and really today's just going to be a lot of just MLB all day. I don't know if we're going to have time to touch on the NFL today or college football coming up. Again, we already talked about college football, but maybe we'll start talking about some bets over that we have going on for this weekend. But maybe some NFL. We'll see. Mainly today is just going to be baseball. And look, over the weekend, we had an average, I'd say an average weekend. Yesterday was good. Day before was okay. Day before that was a little bit better. So, look, yesterday, let's recap real quick just what we had for yesterday. Free play, no good. Nationals, Marlins, first five over 4.5. That one was very close there in the fifth inning, and 1-1 into the fifth, but almost had it there in the top of the fifth, bases loaded, couldn't get a run in. And then bottom of the fifth, bases loaded, got 2 runs in, made it 3-1, but just couldn't get that extra one in, so we lose that one by the hook there. But if you're on a Juice Reel, Tails app, Winnable, if you're over there checking out the rest of my plays, you did get the other two plays that were winners. We had Royals first five money line, easy winner there, and Guardians first five -0.5, another easy winner there. So the free play that we had yesterday was no good, but the other two plays we do cash with those. But before that, we had two free plays that won on the 22nd. We had the 23rd also, like I said yesterday. So, we're breaking even a little bit better. I want to double check. I'll get the stats for tomorrow once we finish today and see where we are the past week on our plays. I believe we're right around the 55-60% mark, somewhere around there. So making a little bit of money. So those were our plays over the weekend. A lot of news in today also. Deshaun Watson named the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Why this decision was made, who knows? Obviously, he's not Deshaun Watson from when he was there at Clemson, when he was with the Texans. He's not that same player. It's kind of hard, man. Just last year, you almost forgot the guy was even on the team. And then they end up bringing up, oh, yeah, he's down there, the fourth quarterback on the depth chart. That's right. You've got Deshaun Watson. And then now he's starting. I mean, I get it, though, over Dylan Gabriel, over Shedeur Sanders. I was never high on either of those quarterbacks. Not high on Deshaun Watson. Either way, no matter who you made the starting quarterback, I don't think this thing is really going to go far or it's going to matter. You might as well just start looking at the next year or two, look at the draft and see who's coming in those for quarterback. Because I don't think either of these are going to work, and Cleveland is going to continue its spiral where they just shuffle through starting quarterbacks like they do always. So Deshaun Watson starting there for the Cleveland Browns. Interesting to see how that goes. I don't think he will have much success this year, but we'll see. Uh, Baseball news: Astros, they get rid of their GM there, move on from him, and they're looking to I don't know, maybe make some moves, maybe just finish out the season with who they've got. It's kind of weird, right? Tied for first in the AL there in their division, and uh, getting rid of your GM during the run where you're still obviously in a shot there of winning the AL West. It's okay, but he just wasn't getting it done, and it is what it is. So let's look at today's slate. First one, I am going to go ahead and just talk about that best bet first. We'll get right into that one before we get into any other plays. Then we'll just kind of talk through a few of the games. I know last time we had about maybe 4 games that we got through. We've only got 30 minutes today, so we're going to try and do the same, if not more. So let's get into the first matchup that we do have, the free play there. Rangers, White Sox, Jose Urquidy, Kumar Rocker. Those are the two pitchers we've got going up. And I know Urquidy very well. He was with the Astros for a long time. New player, obviously now. He missed that whole 2024, I believe it was, year with Detroit only for what, 2 games, I think it was last year. And then this year he's been with White Sox, Pirates. So he's trying to find a landing spot that's going to, stay permanent to maybe finish out the back end of his career. Who knows? But I've never had much trust in Urquidy. He was never the guy that really was that great, never an ace type of pitcher. I mean, let's look just at his last 2 starts there at Detroit, at Chicago. 3 innings pitched against Detroit there, 3 strikeouts, 5 hits, 3 runs. You know, terrible. Against the Cubs, though, that was a nice performance. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts. That's a commendable performance. Is that going to continue? No, I don't think so. I mean, he hasn't pitched uh, really that well besides that last game. And just looking overall what he's done from the years past, right? I always love to look at some stats. I mean, even whenever he was there, just kind of rehabbing a little bit, he wasn't doing that great. He was doing okay. Uh, this year versus lefties, a 412 batting average, not good. And against righties, I'm sorry, versus righties, a 412, and then against lefties, he's got a 229. So better against lefties. Righties are getting to him very well. Doesn't really matter too much on the home and away splits right now. Last year, again, wasn't that great of a year. Versus lefties, 250 batting average. Versus righties, 220, or I'm sorry, 667. But there was not many batters that he faced. It was only 14 total batters last year. So it's a lot to go off again. I'm not big on Urquidy. He hasn't been that great. He's a guy that will definitely give up runs, and he's capable of giving up 5 runs in the first 5 innings by himself. So that's why we're looking to fade him here. And then we'll just look at what he has done against the Rangers. Again, we don't have the lineup yet. We only have what's projected, what we think might be out there. A couple guys that he has faced. Corey Seager, 9 at-bats, 3 hits on him, so 333 batting average for Corey Seager. If we get Brandon Nimmo going, same thing, 333 batting average in his 3 at-bats. Ezekiel Duran, 12 or 2 at-bats, and he's hit him 1 time, so he's 500. And same thing for Danny Jensen, 2 at-bats, 1 hit. So the guys that have seen him, they're getting hits off of him. Only 1 strikeout was against Corey Seager in all those plate appearances. So he's not a big strikeout guy. Swinging strikes, he does get a decent amount, 12.7% swinging strike, but he's not going to get a lot of strikeouts here. I believe his fastball is just a little too on the lower side of the velocity right now. So I'm not expecting a lot of strikeouts from Urquidy. And then we can go look at Kumar on the other side. Let's see what Mr. Rocker he's been doing. Again, with him, he's been average at best, 4-10 so far on the season, a 4.46 ERA, not the greatest, right? So let's again break down just kind of the last couple games. Last one, 3 strikeouts, but he allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs there. Game before that against the A's, 3 strikeouts, 5 walks. That's a lot of walks. 5 walks there, 4 hits, 3 runs, and everything's in 5 innings. The last 4 games, he's only gone 5 innings. Against Baltimore, 3 innings pitched there, 7 hits, 6 runs, 5 strikeouts there. He's very capable of giving up 2-3 runs in these first 5 innings, along with Urquidy. So they're with also their stats against lefties versus righties, what the projected lineup is. A lot of that, everything's just kind of pointing towards the over on the first 5. And look, we like to we like to take the first five. You take the bullpen out of it. You get your really your best guys in the lineup, and it's really one of the kind of best ways to bet baseball, in my opinion. I used to be one who never bet first five, only betting full games. And then I think you take a lot of those beats later in the games where you're winning and the bullpen just blows it up, or and being on the wrong side of it too much. It's better to be just on the first five innings there. Looking at against Rocker, who the projected lineup is today. Again, not much data to go off of. Murakami, two at bats, one hit, so he's hitting 500. What do you got? Vargas, I mean, five at bats, but no hits, so zero batting average. I mean, he's getting some strikeouts. Rocker is. I mean, if you like the Rangers, I mean, maybe take them here on the first five also. Money line, I believe it's plus money there. I'd have to look. But the one that we're looking at, first five over 4.5 there, that's on Profit X plus 101 that we're getting right now. And then if we just go to look and see what the Rangers are, first five money line, we may like that play also. Again, that's not going to be one that we're on, but that'd be one I would lean as well. So Rangers, let's go see. I'm going to check out Novig, see what they are on the first five. Rangers first five plus 122. If you want even more plus money, there's a nice small one for you. Rangers first five plus 122. It's a lean, not an official play. The official play is the Rangers White Sox first five over 4.5 plus 101 there. Let's see what other games we've got that we want to break down. Some interesting starters that we've got in these pitching rotations today. Drew Rasmussen, Framber Valdez, Rays at Tigers. I talk about Valdez quite a bit. Anyone who watches knows my opinion on Valdez. Not the greatest pitcher. He's obviously been slacking this year, uh, but 8-8 average. You're right at 500. You're an average pitcher. Rasmussen a little bit better there, 13-5 on the season with a 3.01 ERA. Valdez with a 4.35 ERA. So when we look at these two, I'd lean, of course, Rays on this one. First five, I would just continue to fade Valdez in a lot of his games, especially in the first five innings. And it's just, I'm kind of curious to see. I believe, I can't remember what it was last game, Valdez there against the Pirates, how he did. First five there, I mean, he did well, but he gave up in the sixth inning there. That's when he started giving up. He gave up 4 runs. But that one, obviously, the Tigers were just hitting off of Moldinsky there. So that's why Valdez couldn't get it. You definitely have a better pitcher that he's going up against here in Rasmussen. So I would probably be leaning Tigers. But let's dig in a little bit more, right? I always like to just dive in, look at all their stats, look at their splits, see where they're at, how they are on the road, how they are at home against some projected, you know, lineups that we've got that we can see right now. So let's look at Valdez. Again, the lefty going up against the Rays here. Rays a slight favorite, up to about a 130, somewhere right there on the money line. Again, Valdez, I mean, he goes, his pitch count is high, right? He gets in the 80, 90 range, even 100 on that game against Cleveland there. So he's getting the pitches. Strikeouts are not really there. 5 strikeouts last game, three, then five. So again, not many strikeouts, but he can give you 6 innings, possibly. He'll give you 4 or 5 runs with it. He'll give you 6 innings. And then how he's been doing against lefties versus righties. 260 batting average against lefties. Against righties, a 257. Home and away split, I mean, he's almost identical at home and on the road. So that's not something we really worry about too much. He is a great ground ball pitcher, though. That's one of the things. He does throw a lot of ground balls, so you're not going to get many pop flies from him. and that's always been the case his whole career. Looking at the Rays, Diaz 333 batting average in his 9 at bats against Valdez there. Jonathan Aranda 3 at bats with the same thing, 333 batting average, so he's got a knock off of him. Taylor Walls 8 at bats, 3 hits there. That's a 375 batting average. And then you've got the middle of the lineup. Hasn't really hit him. Caminero surprisingly hasn't hit him. Only 3 at bats, 2 strikeouts though. I'd expect this is a game where Caminero does get to Valdez. If you like hitting props, I would probably take this one there. I don't think Valdez is going to continue striking out Junior Caminero. That just doesn't seem like it's going to be feasible. So I would like him somewhere on one of these hitting props. If you do like hitting props, again, I'm not a big prop better, but if that's what you like to bet, there's one I would look to. I would lean towards that one. Chandler Simpson hasn't even seen him. Mateo 12 at bats. Jorge Mateo 3 hits there, so 250 batting average. So you've got both here for Valdez. You've got guys that have seen him, guys that haven't. Some hit, some not. So you can get it's one of those things. You never know what you're going to get with Valdez. You can have a great start, or you can have just the abysmal one that he's been kind of known for recently. So looking on the other side, Drew Rasmussen, uh, him lately as well. I mean, he's been solid, minus I'd say maybe the last game when he gave up those 7 hits, 5 runs against Toronto. But before that, I mean, he still got 5 Ks that game. Before that, got 3 strikeouts. Game before that one, 8 against Seattle, 10 strikeouts against the White Sox. We know he can strike out guys really from anywhere. Against lefties, 220 batting average, and against righties, only a 183 batting average that he's allowing. He is a little bit better on the road, which is also great. A 2.79 ERA on the road compared to at home with a 3.24 ERA. So that does favor him a little bit more today as well. Looking at also what he's done against this projected lineup. Again, we don't have the full roster or lineup in front of us. Uh, he's only seen a few guys, 4 guys that he's gone against. Dingler and McKinstry, though, they both seen him once and they've both gotten a hit off of him. So that's something that, will that continue? Who knows? Because even Spencer Torkelson, 3 at bats with 2 hits. So he's hitting him a 667 average there. These guys are kind of hitting him a little bit. Gleyber Torres, 9 at bats, 2 hits, 222 batting average, and then no one else on this projected lineup that we're anticipating getting here has seen him or gotten a hit off him. So Rasmussen, I would lean him in the first 5, and that's probably where I would go. So Rasmussen again, Rays. I've been big on first 5 as of late, so I would continue that because that's what's been making money and been a little bit more successful, just taking the first 5. So that's the way I'd be leaning. I'm not going to dive too much on bullpens when talking about these games or just really digging into them. We again, don't worry about too much the bullpens. We're going to stick with the first 5 here. On to the Rockies Nationals. Ryan Feltner, Kate Cavalli. Not a bad one. I feel like there's one more maybe that we can get to that we can find maybe a better spot. It'd be a little bit more fun to talk about. Red Sox Marlins, Ranger Suarez, Sandy Alcantara. That's a pretty solid one always to look at there. When you got Alcantara going up against Ranger Suarez, that's a lot of fun. Guardians, Angels, not really intrigued with that one. Minnesota Twins, no, not going to get involved with that one with the A's. Philly and Seattle, that's a good one too. Zach Wheeler against Logan Gilbert. That's a fun matchup there. The over under on that one, I do see it's pretty low there. I want to say it's around a 6.5. And like we talked about, I think it was on Friday or Thursday. I believe it's Friday. That Brewers game, I don't even remember who it was against now. I'd have to go back and check. That total, against Chris Sale against the Braves. That one was 5.5, and we were on we weren't on it, but the lean was under 5.5 there, which is a super low total. for any baseball game. And especially with what the Brewers, again, like we talked about, had been doing, just soaring over that total. That was one of those where I was like, look, be careful. And that under 5.5 came in. I think that one finished 2-1, something like that, 3-1. I don't remember. But it was a very low scoring game. Even the first five under would have hit there as well. Phillies, Mariners, kind of curious on this one. I mean, it's really either side. I think Philly's a slight favorite on this one. Yeah, about a minus 108. Seattle a plus 106. 6.5 under is juice, or I'm sorry, plus money there to the under, plus 108. So, they of course are expecting a little bit more with maybe the 7 runs or so, but I don't know if we're going to get into that one. Pittsburgh, San Diego, Braxton Ashcraft, Robbie Ray. Not too really intrigued with that one. Cubs and Diamondbacks, Kevin Gausman and Merrill Kelly. Look, we've been fading Merrill Kelly. That's been working. First five, I'd probably look at that one again. And then one guy that I've still been pretty high on, Chase Burns here going for the Reds against Hunt for the Giants. Let's talk about that one. Weather looks fine, 62 degrees, wind 8 miles per hour blowing out. Cincinnati minus 154 favorite here. Money line for the full game. So we'll also see maybe what the first five shows us. But for Chase Burns, again, I've been big on this kid. I've really liked his stuff that he's got. 8 Ks last game, but man, 5 innings. He got a high pitch count there, 104. They were getting some contact, but still was able to get 8 strikeouts, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs. So, that's average and definitely something that's not Urquidy stats, that's for sure. But 8 strikeouts before that against Miami, against Washington 6, against Pittsburgh 9. So he's again he can strike out guys with no problem. Against lefties, 221 batting average. Against righties, a 185. He is a little bit better at home with a 2.09 ERA compared to on the road with a 3.02 ERA, which, always give you a little pause, make you nervous there. But, excuse me, looking at what he's done so far against the projected lineup, not a lot of stats on this one here that we've got for the Giants. I mean, you've got Devers, 2 at bats, no hits on him. So Willie Adames, 2 at bats, 1 hit. Jung Hoo Lee, same thing, 2 at bats, 1 hit there, and that's it. That's really all you've got. Only 4 guys I've seen the top projected 4: Drew Gilbert, Devers, Adames, and Jung Hoo Lee. Those are the only 4 that have seen him in this projected lineup so far. I would continue to be on the side of Chase Burns there. I think he's just got great control right now. A great swinging strike percentage as well. Spin rate is up. His fastball is up there. Uh, just overall, a great pitcher. I'd be on Chase Burns. That'd be the way I would be looking at this game. But let's look at the Giants side, anyways. We gotta also see what the other side is doing. Carson Whisenhunt there, the pitcher. 3-4 so far in the season, 7.03 ERA, 23 strikeouts there. And that's who they've got going for today. And as of late, not very impressive. Last game against the Guardians on the road there, 4 innings he went, 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned runs, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. Before that, 3 walks, 2 strikeouts against the Astros. Game before that, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. Against the Padres before that, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. This guy's a walking machine. If you like props to take walks, I would be on Carson Whisenhunt there. And that'd be one I may be on myself. That may be one that we give out later. I'm kind of curious to see what his number is on walks. Let's see if we can find that prop. on no vig here. Walks allowed. Chase Burns is the only one they've got on no vig right now. So let's see if Profit X maybe we can find a prop on them there. Because if it's that 2.5, I'd be over. 3.5, I'd be careful with that one there. But let's see if we can find walks on Profit X. Walks allowed, nope, only for Chase Burns. So that's something we're not going to be on. Then I would just be leaning towards the Reds there. Against lefties, he's been actually pretty solid, a 167 batting average. Against righties, he's been terrible, 330. I'd say terrible, just not great. However, at home, what a big difference he is at home versus on the road. Just in overall performance, a 3.86 ERA at home, on the road, a 10.34 ERA. Two wins, one loss at home. So he's been much better at home. He does get swinging strikes. Uh, this is maybe one of those games where it's a bounce back, and we just take an under in the first five. I mean, he hasn't faced any of the Reds' projected lineup batters, so maybe that's the way to go for this game. Again, I would be on the side of Chase Burns. I like him there. Hunt, however, like I said, has not performed well as of late, gives up a lot of walks, but could be a bounce back. Could be a bounce back. I mean, the 3 games in August, like I said, they have not gone well. 1 strikeout last game, 2 before that, 4 before that, just not very well. And he's given up runs. He's given up hits. He's given up runs, but he is slightly better at home. Again, that game against the Astros, yeah, gave up 4 hits and only 1 run. Last game at home against the Angels, 5 hits, but he's gave up 4 runs. He had 7 strikeouts against the Rockies. 3 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts there. To me, like I said, I'm going to be on Chase Burns' side there. We're going to be on the Reds. That's probably the way I would lean. Not not sure if I'm going to actually be involved with this one or not. I've got to do a little bit more. Everything we do on this show, we kind of touch some points, and we don't get too deep. It does take a lot longer than just looking at these games for 5 to 10 minutes to make our decision. There's a lot more that we look at, but this just kind of give a small breakdown of where we start when looking at these games. So we went over about 3 games today. Tomorrow will probably be the same. Again, we'll continue to break down as many as we can. We look for maybe some spots, some matchups that we like. We talked about the Rays Tigers, how we like to fade Valdez. We talked about Reds, Giants being on Chase Burns' side there. There are some other ones that we are going to be looking at. And then we talked about, of course, fading Jose Urquidy, fading Kumar Rocker, and we're going on the over first five there, 4.5. So that's all we've got time for. We just hit that 30-minute mark. The rest of the plays will be posted on winnable.com and Tails app and Juice Reel. All of them at the Paul Rami is where you can find them. The best bet of today: Rangers, White Sox, first five, over 4.5, plus 101. That's on Profit X. Go get that one locked in. The rest of the plays will be posted within maybe the next couple hours. Go check it out. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.